The origins of Halloween date back to the ancient Celtic festival Samhain. The word comes from Old Irish meaning summer's end. The word Halloween, of Christian origin, dates to about 1745 and means Saints' Evening. It comes from a Scottish term for All Hallows' Eve and was dedicated to remembering the dead, including saints, martyrs, and the faithful departed. Samhain marked the end of harvest season and the beginning of winter. It was seen as a time when the boundary between this world and the other world thinned, and the spirits could more easily pass to this world. Back then, festivities included rituals and games intended to foretell one's future, especially regarding marriage and death. These included apple bobbing, mirror gazing, dream interpretation, pouring egg whites into water, and many others. Bonfires were lit and had rituals associated with them too. Their flames, smoke, and ashes were believed to have protective and cleansing powers, and it was common to light torches from these fires and carry them around homes and fields to protect them. From at least the 1500s, the festival included mumming and guising. This involved people dressing in costume and going house to house reciting songs and verses in exchange for food. If the household donated food, it could expect good fortune. Not doing so would bring misfortune. These activities have been suggested to be the origins of trick-or-treating. With its long history across Europe, almanacs of the late 18th and early 19th century give no indication that Halloween was widely celebrated in North America. It wasn't until the 19th century, with mass Scottish and Irish immigration, that Halloween became a major holiday in America. One of the popular icons of Halloween, the pumpkin, was a later addition to be used. Originally, a turnip was used and carved with a grotesque face and was said to represent the spirit, or were used to ward off evil spirits. It wasn't until the 19th century, when Europeans arriving in the US noticed that the Native American pumpkins were easier to carve than the rock-hard turnip, that the pumpkin, or jack-o'-lantern, became popular. The jack-o'-lantern's origins stem from an Irish myth about a man named Stingy Jack. It was said that Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him. Stingy Jack didn't want to pay for the drink, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin that he could use to buy the drinks. Instead, Jack decided to keep the money and put the coin into his pocket next to a silver cross, which prevented the devil changing back into his original form. He eventually freed the devil under the condition that he would not bother him for 1 year, or that if he died he would not claim his soul. The next year, Jack tricked the devil again, making him climb into a tree to pick a piece of fruit. He then carved a cross into the tree bark so that the devil could not come down until he promised he would not bother him for a further 10 years. Ghosts and black cats have long been associated with Halloween. Halloween began as a Celtic and end-of-summer festival, at which times people felt close to the deceased relatives and friends. They would set places at the dinner table, left treats on doorsteps and along the side of the road, and would light candles to help loved ones find their way back to the spirit world. People would often avoid crossing paths with black cats, thinking that they might bring bad luck. This comes from the Middle Ages, when people believed witches turned themselves into black cats to avoid detection. Although in modern times Halloween has been commercialized and most have forgotten of the traditional beliefs, it is still a widely practiced celebration, and every October you will see groups of children dressed in costume going from house to house trick-or-treating, hoping to fill their treat bags with lots of sweets and goodies.